Welcome back for this final segment of Broncos Beat. Guys, as difficult as the first half of the Broncos schedule was, sadly, the Broncos have the third most difficult schedule in the entire NFL coming up as the Miami Dolphins are next on the calendar. Miami is currently 6-3, riding a 5-game win streak and are 3-0 with Tua Tagovailoa under center. So, how has Tua really changed this Dolphins offense this season?
He's given them the spark that they need, Alexis. To borrow a phrase, his turn has been Mahomesian, because if you think back to 2017 when Patrick Mahomes came in for Alex Smith, it was kind of the same situation that Miami's going through, because they've got an established starter in Ryan Fitzpatrick. Tua comes in, supplants him, and has had a lot of success this past week against the Chargers. We saw Tua throwing chest pass pitches to tight ends. This guy's really giving them a spark in the red zone, too. I thought he was very patient, very, very methodical in the red zone for the Dolphins. So this is not going to be the easy matchup that a lot of Broncos fans thought it was going to be at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, and we looked at the schedule and we're like, oh, it's the Dolphins. Yep, sure, bring it on. And okay, well, now it's a Dolphins team that's surging. We can talk about their defense, but we got to talk about Tua and everything that he can do. He's making full field reads. You can't really fool him. You couldn't fool him in college, and that's translating over to the pro level. So when pressure doesn't get to him, because he's athletic enough to keep plays alive with his feet, when coverage schemes and tricks don't fool him, you have a quarterback that can kind of figure out what you're trying to do against him and then pick you apart. They don't have the greatest weapons, and certainly their running back core is banged up, but Tua's using the weapons that they have. He's being efficient, and he's being very effective.
Yeah, the word there that you use that I think is the key word is efficient. It's exactly what he's doing. He's not trying to do too much. He's scanning the field, finding the open guy, delivering the ball, moving the chains, and starting the process all over again. He's making it look really easy. And I know it's one of the reasons why Broncos fans are feeling so impatient right now, because you're seeing guys like Tua, you're seeing guys like Justin Herbert all over the league make this look easy. And I get it. But at the same time, every quarterback develops differently, and so you have to try to be patient and ignore that stuff, but it's going to make it even more difficult when you see him on the field this week.
Well, on the defensive side of the ball, like we all know, the Dolphins spent some money over the offseason and now have Byron Jones to complement Xavier Howard to shut down corners. You guys, how does Locke rebound from this really tough loss to the Raiders up against these guys and this Miami Dolphins defense this week?
Well, they can start by not throwing it at Xavier Howard, because he's got 4 picks and 8 PBUs. So maybe stay away from that side of the field. Something that I think that we've all been kind of wondering out loud about lately, though, is using those running backs and tight ends, the screen game that we haven't really seen a lot from Pat Shurmur's offense yet this year. So maybe get Fant more involved. Maybe get Lindsey and Gordon involved in the passing game, because, Alexis, as you mentioned, those corners on the edge are really good.
Well, no matter who we're talking about, it always seemingly comes back to what does the offense need to do? And RK brings it up. It's about fit. That's the dirty secret in the NFL. Everyone talk about talent. The physical talent is easy to see. And honestly, the physical talent between the top tier to the next level guys isn't really that much different. It's about fit. So what do you do to fit Drew Lock? You run the ball. It's got to be the emphasis, first and foremost. Use pre-snap motion. This is a modern concept. It's not that modern, but still, it's kind of a trendy concept in the NFL. We're using jet sweep motion. Why don't we see that? You're using screen passes. You're using draw plays. You're using Phillip Lindsay in space, getting Noah Fant more involved, staying away from Xavier Howard. Like, these are the ways that you can make Locke look better and give yourself the best chance to win.
Yeah, got to run the ball and got to be able to work off play action. I thought Drew looked good early in the game yesterday off play action. And then as you got away from the run game, you got away from play action and things started to trend down there. But, you mentioned pre-snap motion. Cecil, the Broncos are averaging 7.96 yards per carry on plays in which they use pre-snap motion. Got to find these trends and got to use these things more.
Okay, you guys, we have not done this in a while. I want to know, what are your fingers crossed for this week? RK, let's start with you.
I bet you can guess it. Fingers crossed they feed the ball to Phillip Lindsay. You got to get him involved. He's the most electric player that you have on offense this year. He touched the ball 4 times yesterday. It's just simply not enough. You got to get the ball in his hands.
Yeah, I think for me, Ryan, it's got to be the pass rush. I know the 2 buffs on this panel really want to see Phil, and I totally agree. However, I think that Reed and Malik Reed and Bradley Chubb need to get after the quarterback. Vic Fangio admitted they only brought 4 a lot versus the Raiders because of those wide receivers. Jakeem Grant and Devontae Parker for the Dolphins don't pose the same threat as Aguilar and Ruggs. So look for the Broncos to bring the blitz a little bit more.
Fingers crossed it was for feed Phil, but RK stole that one. It's fine, RK. You know, we all want Phillip Lindsay to get the ball more. So for me, it's Drew Lock playing with a calm mind. The best athletes out there can perform with all this chaos around them, and they can be sharp. I need Drew Lock to be sharp. The physical talent is there. Physical talent's easy to see, but it is there with Drew Lock. We all know that. Consistency, great effort, staying focused. These are the type of things that we need to see from Drew Lock going forward, because we're running out of time in the season to really collect all that data we need to know if he's the franchise quarterback or not.
All right, guys, no doubt a big game coming up on Sunday. Thank you all so much for your time. For Cecil Lammey, Ryan Koenigsberg, and Matt Boyer, I'm Alexis Perry. Thank you so much for watching Broncos Beat.